So phase number one is get all my stuff ready to depart, to fly out, to potentially live away for 6 months, which is quite a daunting task. So that means, first of all, most importantly, get a haircut, which I've been postponing. So that's what I'm doing now. So in the lead up to ships, what you'll find is they'll give you lots and lots of documents to fill out. They'll give you a lot of stuff that you need to organise, things like your flights, your hotel information, which it's a bit of a cluster. So I've spent the morning first of all calling the airline to get my flight assigned to my air miles so I can collect the air miles from American Airlines. Got to do that. That's like a really top tip for any crew members ever, because an airline's paying for your a cruise line is paying for your flights. Collect the miles, you know. It's a good tip. The other thing is making sure that I've got hotel and travel information ready for me for when I depart. And then the other thing is organising. I've just organised my PCR COVID test. I need to get a PCR COVID test 72 hours before departing the UK. Some countries are different, so depending on where you're going from, you have to kind of counter that. So I got my haircuts, so that's one of the tasks all finished. I haven't started. I don't know. So one of the many things that we need to do is obviously get like our luggage together, which is always a bit of a pain in the ass because we need to arrange our clothes into, ideally I like to get my clothes to be guest appropriate. So because we work in the entertainment department, normally before COVID we were allowed to go into guest area, so go into the guest canteen and the crew. We wouldn't have to necessarily just eat in the crew mess, which is one of the perks of working in entertainment. So I don't know what COVID's going to entail after that, but what that means is we want our clothing, our uniform, because we're entertainment, we don't have uniforms, so we have our just clothing. It needs to be what we call guest appropriate, so it's usually shirts, chinos, black trousers, sometimes suits. Depending if it's an evening chic night, we'll have like very smart clothing. One of the many tasks is kind of arranging your luggage to fit into that category of what we call guest appropriate, which it can be quite a challenging task, you know. I wouldn't be wearing this kind of thing. This is outwear. This is what I'd wear out to the beach and stuff, but I wouldn't, you know, or if I want to go and play with Wolfpack or something. So, and then on top of all your luggage stuff, you also need to prepare for the actual job. So you've got shows to prepare for. So usually, if you're lucky, you'll get introduced to your music director. For me in the band, this is obviously I work in the orchestra, so that's what this is. I've actually been hired as a music director, but I'm going back as an orchestra musician, and I'll hopefully step up later in the contract or next contract. I don't know. We're not sure what the plan is. But you'll meet your music director via email or something, or social media, and they'll let you know of the sheet music or the shows that you're going to be playing, the regular production shows. So most ships have 2 production shows and normally 2 theme nights as well. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what kind of class of ship you're on. The shows that you do when you're not doing those production shows, you're going to do guest entertainer shows. So that's where, for the orchestra, the sight reading is really prominent, and you're going to have your sight reading chops up together. So the prep that I'm doing at the moment is I'm just working on some grey areas in my playing, things like Latin grooves. Every contract I have to like revise cha-chas and, you know, tangos and bossa novas and things that I'm not playing all the time, because it's not, you know, it's not Western pop music that we're listening to all the time or what I'm playing all the time. So I go and revise a lot of that. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and it also helps with my reading because I'm doing a lot of that kind of more demanding Latin percussion stuff, which is always good. But aside from that kind of stuff, I am just running the shows. So I've been given all the sheet music and I'm just like running everything, which is really good. I'm mostly all there to be honest, at this point, I just kind of want to get in a room with some musicians and play. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to show you in this episode just or talk about all the stuff that I'm kind of preparing for, and then in the following episodes we'll be able to actually see some of the playing and some of the stuff that I'll actually be doing on the ship. So I think one of the hardest things about packing up to leave is to try and figure out everything I'm actually going to take. Yeah, so most of it's in the wash at the moment, but I'm hanging most of it up and getting all sorted. Okay, so I'm ready to fly and I'm just about to leave. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, off we go.